Hey guys, how's it going? It's Troy D from the Troy D 24/7 Mall, and today we're going to answer the question, what is the best first niche fragrance? So really quick, let's talk about designer fragrances real quick. Now, I wore designer for probably the past like several years, and I've just simply enjoyed them. I have no complaints. Designer fragrances are totally lit, and they're really great for the budget. At the most, you'll probably pay like $120, and you can get some of the best designers even down to like $20 to $29 for the best, absolute best designer fragrances like Bentley. It's really amazing. And so I always say that if you just simply want to smell good and you want to smell good around people, then definitely designer is the way to go. You don't have to graduate to the niche fragrances. You're good right there. But I guess it's either the YouTube thing, the social media thing, and maybe certain experiences in life that makes us bridge from the designer world to niche fragrances. For me, it was definitely my travels to Dubai and London that really changed everything for me. I would go to these places like Selfridges, I would go to Harvey Nichols, or I would go to Harrods, and I would experience these niche fragrances firsthand, and absolutely they blew me away. My Blue de Chanel could not compete. I would walk around and I would get these scents that were so foreign to my nose. And I was just, man, this is majestic. This is wonderful. This is like magic. And I knew just going to those places, right? I knew that, man, those are probably really expensive perfumes because the way that they were displayed or the way that they were being marketed in those places, you know that they weren't those cheap ones that you see at the Macy's, right? So I was always curious. It's just that I knew A was expensive, and B, I mean it didn't push me enough. Okay, so I guess the more I would go to these places, I would now stop by and I would take the tester strips and I would just ask little things like what's the name of this or what's the name of that, and slowly that developed into me wanting niche fragrances. So a lot of people actually will bridge into niche because of curiosity, and I would say maybe an event in life. Maybe they smelled one or two and it totally told them that, hey, I gotta graduate from the designer world. And again, you don't have to, because the designer world is also amazing. The question is, what's the best first niche fragrance? Now, if there was like a top three of the finalists, kind of like the runners up, I would tell you what it is. Number one is Aventus. So people are always saying, dude, get Aventus, get Aventus, get Aventus. Why? Because it's got that mass appealing pineapple smell that is a stunner if you've never smelled that before. And I guarantee you there's no designer, unless we're talking clones here, but there's no designer that would set you up for that kind of smell. Now, the reason why I didn't choose Aventus and why it's only a runner up is because the pineapple is actually underwhelming for people that expect niche. And I'm not talking about the fragrance community. I'm not talking about frag heads. I'm talking about somebody that went from maybe a YSL Homme or like a Blue de Chanel and said, I want to spend mega mucho bucks to get into niche. From my experience, when they smell the pineapple, not everybody is like, oh, I have arrived. It doesn't give that smell. Unless you hype up and you tell them, oh, Aventus is lit, like they probably won't really react that way. The other runner-up that I really find a lot is Leighton. So Leighton right here is a runner-up, Parfums de Marly, or any other Parfums de Marly that people say. And this one right here is also a great runner-up. A lot of people swear by it. A lot of people say, man, owning a Parfums de Marly is really great. I mean, the scents are just amazing. And my only reason why it's a runner up for me is because when you graduate to the niche, right, you want to kind of separate from the designer, and we're talking about the pricing, we're talking about even the way that it hits the mass appeal. I would say Leighton, as great as it is, and it's one of my favorites, still it would not totally separate from designer or even the high end designer ones. And so it doesn't make the final cut. So what is the number one? What is your final cut? What is the best first niche fragrance? And I'll tell you right now, it's this. It's Maison Francis Kurkdjian's Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait de Parfum. This here is my number one choice if you want to get into niche fragrances and you want to really feel that you have arrived in the niche world. This is it. Now, first off, Baccarat right here. Okay, this is not the card game that you play at the casino. Okay, Baccarat is actually one of the most expensive crystal makers. If you go to Neiman Marcus, you go to like a Bloomingdale's, just go to the home department and you'll see Baccarat. They sell a lot of these really, really expensive fine crystal home fixtures or vases and or vases. All right, they sell a lot of those, and so this is in conjunction with Baccarat. It's Maison Francis Kirkjohn and Baccarat. The thing that really separates this is the elegance. The elegance will separate this because you're not going to find a designer that kind of copies the purpose of Baccarat. This thing right here, if you've never had gone to an elegant event, this right here will push you to go to an elegant event. If you don't have a sophisticated type of lifestyle and you're kind of like a simple type of guy, this thing will push you to have a sophisticated lifestyle. You don't have multicultural global friends, this thing will push you to get multicultural global friends. And if you've never considered smelling expensive, this will make you smell expensive. Because that's really what Baccarat is. It makes you smell super sweet, super almondy, super saffrony, but at the same time expensive, elegant, super. It's like the freaking $4,000 crystal. Okay, you're the freaking $4,000 crystal, and that's how you know you're in the niche world, because we're not backpedaling to no $100 budget no more. We're not backpedaling to $50. Man, this thing right here is $400. And it's a natural human emotion that if you pay a lot of money for something, I mean, granted, it does the job. If you pay a lot of money for it, you'll probably value it more. You'll probably hold this like, ooh, you know, this is really something special for me. Now, this was part of my like first 7. Okay, so I had a big budget when I got into niche fragrances. I got 7 fragrances, and I used to like smell them one by one, like this, just so I could like really feel it. I was like, man, I'm in the niche world now. Now, out of all the 7, this one right here is the one that's makes me stops and say, man, I'm really in the niche world. I have arrived. Baccarat is lit. That's it. One final word too is that this thing is a nuclear bomb. Okay, you probably, if you've heard some of my old videos, I talked about the time that I was such a rookie. I sprayed it 6 times and I killed the whole restaurant with Baccarat. And a whole Italian restaurant smelled like Baccarat. Not gonna do that. 2 sprays, that's it. And you will know that this is nuclear. This is beyond the strength of designer perfumes. And it will just push you to elegant levels of Super Saiyan elegant levels right here. And pricing, not cheap, but I would say matches the value pound for pound. But yeah, that's it. This is my suggestion. If you want to enter the niche world, you want to complicate your life, you want to make it more sophisticated, this is the start right here. I've had many friends that have consulted me. I've had many friends that asked other people, and unfortunately, the other ones, they were underwhelmed. They didn't feel like they arrived. Baccarat Rouge, seriously, extrait, okay, will make you get on that level. Even in your nose, in your head, everything. It's just worth the buy, worth a first buy, and everything else you can just catch up. You know what I mean? That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this helps you guys make a decision. And if you bought this as your first, let me know what you think. If you own this, you know, just drop a comment on what you think on the comments button, and let me know what you guys think of this amazing perfume. For me, it's one of the best. Again, thank you guys, and have a blessed day. Peace.